Hi, Facebook Live. It's Peggy Hubbard here, as promised. Um, Coming to you live. There's a lot of things going on today, and my heart is very heavy. I lost a very good friend last night, Captain David Dorn. He retired from the St. Louis City Police Department. I had the honor of working with Captain Dorn when I was in law enforcement here in Illinois. I had a case in Illinois that took me over to St. Louis, and Captain Dorn was a good family friend. I worked with him in a part-time job in loss prevention for Macy's and Dillard's. And he was also my husband's commander when he was in the city. And my brother, who was in bomb and arson for 30 years, also worked under Captain Dorn. And last night, Captain Dorn was murdered. And he leaves behind a wife, children. He was a grandfather. He was a brother. He was an uncle. And he was a dear friend. And we lost him last night. St. Louis pretty much went up in flames. We had 4 police officers that were ambushed and shot last night, holding the line in front of police headquarters. Those officers, I'm told, are in stable condition, and they will recover from their injuries. I was told that this shirt that I wear here is politically motivated and offensive to wear. And to that I say, anybody that tells me as a Black American that I am not valued as a Black American unless I bow down and vote for a racist, and what he said was racist, then I'm not valued within the Black community. That's why I wear this shirt, to send a strong message that this Black woman thinks for herself. But if you want to really point it out about Mr. Biden, his staff members actually bailed out terrorists that are tearing up our country. And they're telling me my shirt is politically motivated. Politically motivated is when you are a candidate for the highest office in this country, and your bright ideal for the day is to bail out people that are tearing down our country. I wear this shirt with pride. I wear this shirt with venom. I wear this shirt as a Black American. Most of all, I wear this shirt as an American. My color is void. But since he went there, this shirt that I wear is justifiable. To tell me as a Black American that I'm not valued because I don't think the way of a slave. And what I mean by that is we may be free as Black men and women, but mentally they want to hold us back as slaves. They want to keep us in the slave mentality. That is why we are out here right now looting, stealing, robbing, and killing. Because we have that slave mentality. I had a guy that actually tried to berate me this morning and tell me when I went to go pick up breakfast for me and my husband, who's been working all night, that we are owed as Black Americans. We are owed. What am I owed? I was never a slave. He was never a slave. And then he gives me this mantra on how we built this country. I told him to show me what brick he laid. What war did he fight in? What was it that you did to build this country? What have you sacrificed in building of this country? See, the people that went on before us, like my grandmother, great-grandmother, and great-great-great-grandmothers and grandfathers, they built what I have. But they want to hold me back as a Black American and keep me down on the slave plantation and the slave mentality and tell me I'm oppressed. I am not oppressed. That is a lie. That is dog whistle politics that they're trying to tell you that we as Black people are oppressed. I live in a nice house. I got an education. I had 3 careers. Navy, law enforcement, government job working for the Treasury Department. Bought my home, bought my cars, bought my motorcycle, bought my RV, take great vacations, put kids through college, paid my bills. I could be whatever I want to be. I could be an astronaut. I can be a doctor. I can be a lawyer. I can swing on a pole. We are not oppressed as Black people. That is a mantra that the Democratic Party wants us to believe. They want us broke, they want us ignorant, and they want us angry. And right now, what we're seeing is ignorance. And people ask me, why am I not grieving for George Floyd? And I tell them, this is my reason. I grieve for America. I grieve for the men and women that built this country. The solid Black men and women that helped I grieve for the Black men and women that laid down their lives and died for this country. That is who I grieve for. I don't grieve for this. I cannot grieve for this man. Not when I see businesses going up in flames, mom and pop stores lost, looting, rioting, shooting. I grieve for the 82 Black men that were shot in Chicago over the weekend and 19 died. I grieve for the 20 Black men that were shot in St. Louis and 5 died. I grieve for the 4-year-old that was shot in the chest over the weekend in St. Louis. I grieve for the homeless man that was set on fire and lost everything he owned in this world. I grieve for the men and women that died defending this country just to watch graffiti-filled language and obscenity cover their graves. I grieve for all the lost opportunities in the Black community that went up in smoke. I grieve. I grieve for our guys. I grieve for the men and women that are good cops out there holding the line. I grieve for them. I grieve for this country. I grieve for the lost people of our Black community. I watched in horror as a friend's business went up in flames. Everything he put into this business in St. Louis is now sitting smoldering in ashes. We want to sit up as black people and we want to ask for reparations. Reparations for what? I was never a slave. I was never held in captivity. You were never a slave. You don't know anybody that knew anybody that knew anybody that was a slave. And then you want to holler, look at what they did to us. Look at what you're doing to us as black people. Peggy, you're too hard. You're too harsh on black people. Why are you coming down on black people? Damn it, somebody needs to come down on you guys. Somebody needs to stand up and say it. What we are doing as blacks is wrong. For us to sit back, be silent, we are complicit in what's happening right now in this country. And you want to sit up and tell me it makes you a man to go out there and protest. It makes you a man to go out there and burn down somebody else's business. You're doing exactly what the slave masters want you to do. You're doing exactly what they aim for you to do. You are doing their bidding and their dirty work. Go on head out there. Massa needs you to go out there and tear up. You are the perfect vehicle for the Democratic Party. They want to keep you in their ghettos. They want to keep you ignorant. They want to keep you mad. They want to keep you angry. So I'm going to go out and get mine. I'm going to go out and burn up a horse in a horse trailer. I'm going to go out and burn up homes and a baby is trapped in a house and can't get out. And y'all go pat yourselves on the back because you go and bust out a Nike store and get you some tennis shoes. Why don't you go get you some work boots and go clean this mess up? But no. We want to sit up here and we want to holler how we are victims. We want to use victimhood to justify tearing down a country. We want to use victimhood for not achieving what we should be achieving as black people. We want to hold our hands out and ask for a $1,200 check. Not to buy food, not to pay our rent, but to go to Walmart and buy the biggest television set we can get and go stand in line for 3 hours and buy a pair of $200 tennis shoes. That's exactly what they want from the black community. And when you sit up and tell me, well, white people are out there looting too, perhaps maybe so. But when I turn on the TV, the only thing I see is a bunch of us out there looting, robbing, shooting, killing, and stealing. That's what I see. I see us tearing up our community. I see us burning down our grocery stores, burning down our gas stations, burning down our convenience stores, burning down our doctor's offices, burning down our motor garages. That's what I see. Going to sit up and tell me that you building stuff. We built this, so we have the right to tear it down. You ain't got the right to do nothing. And tell me I'm wrong. And call me a sellout. You're the sellout. You're wrong. I'm not a sellout. Everything I worked for, everything I stood up for, everything I served my country for, I earned it. And I earned it the right way. You're cowards, is what you are. You're cowards. COVID-19, all these businesses are going under. It's hard enough being a black business owner. And what do you guys go do? You tore it down, you looted it, and you burned it down. And then turn around and say that we don't have nothing in our community. Who in the hell is going to come in our community now? Target, gone. Walmart, gone. Walgreens, gone. CVS, gone. Barbershops, gone. And you wonder why they don't want us in their neighborhoods. And you wonder why they call police on us when we travel more than 2 or 3 people at a time. You wonder. We're feeding into the perception of what we are, uncontrollable animals. That is what we're feeding into. That is the perception that we are portraying to America, and they are watching. You're showing them we have no control. You're showing them they're a bunch of lowlifes and ignorant black folks. That's what you're showing them. A man died, and it was tragic. And justice needs to be served. But to tear up a community because you mad, because you have no justice, no peace. So since you have no justice and no peace, you're going to tear up everybody else's justice and they not have any peace. I'm calling you out, black community. You could be mad at Peggy Hubbard all you want, but there's a lot of black people out there that knows what I'm saying and what I'm speaking on is the truth. We are our own worst enemies, black America. And I'm going to put it out there, you for real, in real talk. 20 black men shot in St. Louis, 5 died. Not one police officer did it. 82 black men shot in Chicago, 19 died. Not one police officer did it. Police brutality is real and we need to deal with it. But like I said in that 2015 video that went viral, we are the most brutal that I can possibly imagine. We are killing our own. We are putting our own black men in the ground. We. And you want to tell me black lives matter? Black lives only matter when a black man is killed by a white man. But if another black man kills another black man, nobody gives a damn. It's business as usual. But we want to sit up here and have this fake outrage. If black lives matter, then why aren't you standing up for all the black men that are killed by other black men? Why aren't you standing up for all the children that are killed in violence? All lives matter. The color of your skin does not matter. The color of one's skin does not dictate your value. What should dictate your value is you are human. And we belong to one race under one God. But you want to sit up and march and say Black Lives Matter while you're tearing up black neighborhoods, while you're tearing down black families, while you're tearing down all of our hopes and dreams are going up in smoke because you mad. Where are our black leaders? Step up and be heard. I'm going to get flack for this, and I really don't give a damn. And it needs to be said. We are 14% of the population of the United States of America. And you running around hollering you want a race war? We are 14% of the population. We produce nothing. We have no planes. We have no tanks. We have no ammunition plants. We don't produce guns. And you want a race war. We are 14% of the population. With the flip of a switch, we can be wiped off the face of this planet, in this country, And that's the God's honest truth. What you're doing out there is not noble. What you're doing out there does not solve anything. What you're doing out there only solidifies what we are as black people, uncontrollable animals. Because that's how they're looking at us. A bunch of animals running around, acting a fool, and hiding behind a man's death to commit criminal activity. I know I'm going to lose family members on this one, and I really don't give a damn. But this has to be said in the manner that it's being said. I don't grieve anymore for that man. I can't. As much as I like to, watching my country, watching what's going on, I can't. Because I am too damn angry. And pretty soon, what's going to happen is we the people, white, black, brown, yellow, red, are all going to rise up. And we're going to put a stop to this. And we're going to come up and we're going to shut it down. Because at some point, you're hitting on a nerve. And you're pushing something you don't want to push, and you will not win. I'm just one person that happens to love her country. This country has given me every opportunity. And I am grateful for that. And I keep in mind what my grandparents, my great-grandparents, and all the people that came before me that lay down and died and built this country so I can have an opportunity to have the things that I want to have out of life. Your oppression goes as far as the mental chains that shackle you. Your oppression is what they want. They want you to feel oppressed. They want you to feel unmotivated. They want you living in their ghettos. They want you living in their slums. They want you living in their failed communities. They want you on their plantation. This is how they become powerful. Because you're giving them the power. You're turning over your mentality to a bunch of slave owners that are holding you back mentally and telling you you're oppressed. Your oppression is what you make of it as a black American. Your oppression is a figment of your imagination. If you are oppressed, it's because you allow yourself to be oppressed. You allow yourself to be used. You allow yourself to live on their plantation. You allow yourself to be weak-minded, unmotivated, ignorant, and uneducated about the truth. Your oppression goes as far as your front door. That's where your oppression should stop. And you want to tell me you're a man. Baby, I hate to tell it to you and I hate to break it to you. Black America, my black men out there who are being militant, I hate to break it down to you, but I'm going to break it down to you for real. What swings between your legs does not make you a man. What makes you a man is getting up every day, going to work, punching a clock, doing your job, paying your bills, raising your children, buying food, keeping a roof over their head, and keeping them safe. That is what makes you a man. I never seen so many he bitches in all my life. And want to tell me you're oppressed. This is what happens, America, when you give too many mofos participation trophies. This is what happens. I'm giving it to you raw and I'm giving it to you real. Your oppression stops at your front door. You can be whatever you want to be. The sky's the limit. We already seen a black president. We have black politicians. We have black lawyers. We have black doctors, black teachers, black-owned dealerships, black-owned theaters, black-owned grocery stores. But because you can't get yours, you want to destroy everybody else's dream. Dr. King had a dream, and this was not it. This is Dr. King's nightmare. You're going to poke the bear one time too many, and America is going to rise up. We are 14% of the population. We can be gone just like that. George Floyd died, and justice will be served. But this is not the way. This is not how it should be. To tell me as a black person and call me a sellout. I'm a sellout if I don't speak up. I'm a sellout if I sit back and watch and allow this to happen. That is what makes me a sellout. Because I don't think the way you do. Because I don't look at somebody's color and automatically assume that they're racist. Racism has no color barrier. Racist comes in all shades from all walks of life. Just because somebody's color of their skin and they love their country and they love their flag, that automatically makes them a racist. Then I guess I'm a racist. Because I love my country and I love my flag. I didn't sit back and wait for white America to hand me what I have in life. I went out, fought for it, and earned it on my own. And if that makes me a racist, because I'm not buying in to the Democratic plantation, because I'm not thinking the way you think, ladies and gentlemen of America, I make no apologies for my people. None whatsoever. Nor will I apologize for them and their ignorance. We should be better than this, Black America. We should be better than this. To sit up and say that I'm only valued as a black woman if I hate is a very definition of you being racist. You want me to hate a group of people, a race of people, because of what you perceive they are without even knowing them. And the fools that kneel down before you and apologize for slavery, that's their ignorance and their weakness. They have nothing to apologize to me for. They did not hold me in captivity. I was never a slave. I don't know anybody that was a slave. And the closest I came to picking cotton was at Walgreens. If you mental midgets want to hold on to something that happened to our people, and we have now been free for over 120 plus years, and we have made great strides since then please, by all means, stay on that Democratic plantation. Stay on that plantation. Stay mentally slaved. Stay mentally shackled. Stay. And let us Americans get on with building our country. Asking for reparations for what? What would you do with the money once you get it? You're not going to go to college. You're not going to buy land. You're just going to piss it away. I don't want money for something that never happened to me personally. This is not the way. This is going to start something that we will not be able to stop. Burning down, looting, destroying, and telling me as a black woman, if I'm not out there destroying my community, then I am not black. Then I am wearing this shirt proudly. Then I am not black. I grieve for my country. I grieve for the man that died in Dallas, who was killed protecting his business. It was all he had left. And they beat him in the street and killed him. He died yesterday. Where's the outrage for him? They beat him in the streets on live feed, and he died yesterday. Who mourns for him? Who grieves for him? I am no longer grieving. I'm grieving for my country. I'm grieving for the lost individuals that are out there tearing up our community. I'm grieving for that homeless man. He lost everything he had. I'm grieving for that 4-year-old girl that was shot in the chest. I'm grieving for the 82 men that were shot in Chicago over the weekend, and 19 died. I'm grieving for that man who had his horses burned alive. I'm grieving for that lady in the Bronx that her last $500 she had to reopen up her business because of COVID-19, they destroyed and burned it to the ground. I grieve for her. I grieve for the men and women that built this country, because this is not what they built. I grieve for all the police officers and firefighters out there that are being shot at, that are being assaulted. And I lost one last night. I lost a friend. Murdered because he's a cop. He worked 33 years as a police officer, and now he's gone. I grieve for him. If we don't pull back soon, God help us all. Where are our political leaders? Where are our black men that step up and say, stop this madness? I'm only one voice, ladies and gentlemen. I can only do so much. But at some point, my Americans, you're going to have to stand up. You're going to have to take a stand soon. And we're going to have to push back with everything we got. Lincoln said that this country, the next time we go to war, we will go to war with our own. And his prophecy is coming to fruition. We are at war with our own. We are at war to save our humanity. We are at war to defend and protect the Constitution. These individuals that are trying to tear down our country don't want the same things that we do. And it's going to be up to us as Americans to stand up, speak out, and push back. I defended this country not only in the military as a veteran, I also protected my community as a police officer. And I took an oath. I will defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Right now, we are under domestic terrorism. We are under attack. The Second Amendment is there for a reason. Not only to keep us from having a tyrannical government, but the right to defend ourselves, our families, and our homes, and our livelihood. I don't want this no more than anyone else. Lord have mercy. I don't want this. But at some point, it leaves us no option. As a hardworking American, as a hardworking woman, as a hardworking minority woman, this is not the America I know. And this is going to be the America that we're going to leave to our children if we don't stop this. They are destroying our way of life. This is more than George Floyd. And somebody said it's political. It is political. What's happening to our country is political. 100% political. And if we don't push back, if we don't stand up and defend what we built, then none of this will matter. We need to pray, not only for our leaders, we need to pray for our country. We need to pray. This is how it starts. This is only the beginning if we don't stop it now. There is police brutality out there. No doubt, no question. There's people out there that should not have a badge. No doubt, no question. But to murder a man that dedicated his life to the city, to be ambushed and gunned down, I grieve for him. I grieve for this country. I grieve for us all. Everyone take care. I love you. We're better than this, America. We're better than this. And if I ruffle some feathers in the black community, so be it. You needed to be called out. To allow this is insanity. To not speak up, I'm complicit if I don't. I love you all. Take care. Be safe. God help us all.